go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robe Zoe channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Clean. This one called Cool Cotton, not to be confused by Warm Cotton. Clean has a lane, right? The brand has exactly what the name states. From what I see is they are doing clean fragrances, right? Really stuff that is non-offensive. Like that genre has a lane. It definitely does. Like Prada does exist. Like Prada and this is like two different spectrums. Like Prada is worth the money. Like I would search out Prada Infusion d'Homme. I would highly recommend Prada L'Homme. Now, it's not saying that Clean doesn't have its lane in the cheapie aisle, but I've tested out two of their fragrances. The classic, I believe what it was called, the original. And then there was another one, Linen. Really just didn't, there's cheapies and then there's, cheapies that are, diamonds in the rough, right? There's cheapies in the bargain bin that you get it and you're like, oh, this is like, it's worth more than what it is in the bargain bin, or it once had glory, but it still smells great. And then there's the bargain bin fragrances that are actually worth the 20 bucks. They smell like the 20 bucks, but they're okay. They're utility fragrances, we'll say. And some of them actually have some, some notes here and there that will wow you once in a while. And then these fragrances, at least the two that I've smelt, are, it's very rare. Well, I wouldn't say it's very rare, but it's rare for me to say, you know what, don't even bother, right? 20 bucks is 20 bucks, right? Even though it's like, I'm one to talk, like I do mega hauls that are in the hundreds, thousands sometimes, and then I throw in like 2-3 cheapies and just roll the dice and see what happens. They're blind buys. Most of my hauls are blind buys. Doesn't really matter about the price, but I'm one to talk, but at the same time, 20 bucks can go, a long way. Even in this fragrance industry, especially at, those discounters, you just have to search, right? The diamond in the rough. You got to put in your work. So the brand of Clean here, we have two bad experiences. This is the last of this Fragflex haul of the Clean line. So I had 3 of them. This is the last one. It's my last experience. I am grateful to had the chance to discover the brand. Now I know more about the brand. Like if somebody actually asked me about Clean and a couple fragrances, I could steer them in a way. However, I am an opportunist, someone that has an open mind. Even though 2 bad apples in a brand that has a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, even more, there is going to be a bunch of bad apples, and there might be 1 or 2 that are really, really good. So the testing continues on, and Cool Cotton might be the one that wins. So I'm looking forward to testing other brands, but we are stuck with Cool Cotton here, and we'll see if it smells like Cool Cotton. So if this little introduction, you're not subscribed yet, and it seems like this guy knows what he's talking about, subscribe. Smash the like button, much appreciated. No worries about the algorithm with this kind of brand or this fragrance, honestly. I'm not really worried about that. So let's delve into this 1 ounce bottle. Let's take a look at the note breakdown. And talking about extensive, there is a lot of notes in here. However, this Clean brand and their fragrances really don't portray 2/3 of the notes that they talk about. So we got some lemon peel, bergamot, green apple. So green apple, to me, red flag. Green apple comes out in cheap fragrances really badly. Like it ruins a fragrance personally. You really have to hide that green apple really well to make it worthwhile in a fragrance, in my personal opinion and in my journey. That's my thought process. You have to hide it. You have to camouflage it a little bit. Darker notes do a really good job to keep the pop of the green apple, but not to amplify it too much that it's too weird. Obviously in the mid, we got that cotton flower that we have to keep in mind. Mint, that is one of my favorite notes of all time. So we'll see what that does. Mimosa, white musk, peach, and amber in the back end. Funny that peach is in the back end. Usually you're in the front end. So we'll see what we get from Cool Cotton. It is an EDP. It was released back in 2013. There is an all-star nose behind this one, Richard Herpin. Definitely an established nose, so they do utilize some established noses for their fragrances. The creative director and the noses probably don't work well together, but a paycheck is a paycheck, I would assume. I'm assuming that a lot of noses are doing this for monetary gain, which is fine. You got to earn your living. But working with this brand is not going to be artistically challenging, we'll say. But not all fragrances need to be artistically challenging, but at the same time, I feel like they cheap out on what they utilize inside the fragrances. So I got probably an old school bottle. It's got the baby blue. I see that, you know, as limited research I've done, I've seen that the brand has rebranded. They have stickers now on their fragrances instead of, you know, they're cheaping out on bottles. They can use the same clear bottle and put a sticker on it, a different sticker each time instead of having customized bottles with baby blue. The other one was yellow. The linen one was a nice, it was actually quite nice, actually, the bottle to have a little bit of color to it. It was interesting, at least to me. So let's delve into it. Let's delve into Cool Cotton. Obviously, somebody has worn this because I see a little bit of a dent, and it's a 1 ounce bottle. So, you know, a couple sprays goes a long way in these small little 30 ml bottles. So let's delve into this one. Let's see how, is it going to be synthetically clean? You know what? Is it synthetically clean? Yeah. Is it as bad as the others? No. The last one smelled like dish soap. That's what the last one smelled like. This has the lemon, and it's actually bright. They call it lemon peel. We're gonna go with lemon. Yeah, it's actually quite decent. Citrus and floral base, like many of these are. It's still synthetic, but what do you expect with that price point? But it's not as bad as the other two that I've smelled. So actually it has a little bit of a bright spot. So it's probably the most tolerable of the three. That would be the one that I would choose out of the three that I've reviewed. Lots of musks in the back end, so there's not much of a development here. Personally, I don't think there's going to be much going on, even though the note breakdown's crazy. You know, I've smelt this kind of stuff before. It's not like all of a sudden the amber is going to come out and be like a big syrupy amber. No. You can smell the floral aspect. You can smell the lemon peel, definitely. Actually, the green apple's not there. Good for you. I bet you Richard was like, I ain't doing that. You put in the note breakdown, but I ain't putting it in there. It smells a bit like laundry soap now that I'm smelling it a little bit more. So here we go. We got the dishes done, and now we got the laundry done. Yeah, it even has that texture of not the pods. No, like the actual lemon. I think it's Tide that had it. It smells exactly like the Tide, but the granulars. If you remember those. I don't know. Do they still? I'm sure they still sell that, but it's mostly now it's more pods and the soap itself, like a watery soap. So I don't know. Last time I used granulars, I think that was way back when I went to Europe, actually. So on skin, yeah. So the least synthetic of the bunch already. Like that's an easy, you know, it's pretty bad when you're bad, but when you're bad and just okay, there's a big gap with that. I think this is much more tolerable than the other two that I've smelt. Not as synthetic. So you got the lemon, you got that cotton flower, which kind of gives you that laundry soap kind of imagery in a, you know, with that lemon peel. It kind of has, like, it makes me think of laundry. So the mint in here, no. Green apple, no. If so, very small. But I'm very happy that that's not prominent because I know where that would go. Yeah. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, the best of the worst, even still isn't that great. Honestly, I can't see myself. Honestly, this one I could probably wear, but I can't see myself spraying. The ones that I've smelt there, the other two, like maybe on pillows, maybe on linens, things like that. But on skin, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Like, I don't think any of these are going to last. I don't think there's much development out of these. I know that's not what you're looking for when you're buying something like this, but I'm guessing this is the closest thing of the imagery of the brand that I could get to that it's actually working. So not bad. And funny enough, it's the 1 ounce, right? It's the smallest bottle that I got in this Fragflex haul. So at the end of the day, it smells like laundry soap-ish. So we got the dishes, we got the laundry. That joke is not, it's probably getting old now. But yeah, would I I don't know if I wouldn't recommend this brand, honestly. Like, maybe I'm being soft in my old age. Maybe I'm not. I'm pretty stern with my fragrance opinions. Honestly, would I steer anybody to the brand of clean? You know, the one thing I would say is my experience is very limited. You know, I've smelled only 3. Out of the 3, this is the best one by a landslide. And that's not saying much. As far as if I'm looking at this, that's straight value. I don't know what these retail for, maybe 40 bucks. Like, they're bargain bin scents, that I know. I wouldn't recommend this at all, personally. This is pleasant, yeah. It actually has a little bit of pop. Like, the lemon actually has pop in here. It's nice, but at the end of the day, nah. Honestly, clean, no. You can find this one at Fragflex, by the way, and you can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide. You don't have to buy this particular fragrance, but it is available there. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. Again, you could agree, you can disagree with me, and there's probably a lot more people that are going to click on this that are going to disagree with me more than people that will agree with me. Because the people that this is not on their radar that are subscribed to me probably won't click. They'll only click really just to really support me and my channel, but the rest of the clicks are more about people that bought clean products and are looking for someone to review them. I don't know how many. If I'm the only one, good luck. They're not going to like me. Man, and that's the double-edged sword of being an honest fragrance reviewer. You're going to get thumbs down. You're going to get bad comments. It comes with the territory. You got to have thick skin when you're doing this kind of stuff and open yourself to being honest and being, you know, a reviewer. So anyway, this one right here, I'd love to see your comments below, good, bad, and the ugly. And if you are a fan of the brand, suggest to me some that I haven't reviewed, right? I've reviewed 3. One's called Fresh Linens, I think. It was a yellow bottle. The other one is the original, the classic, whatever you want to call it. It's the first one that they built. You can see that video, and then this one, and that's it. So you might suggest other ones from the brand. I'm probably not going to be actively, I'll be honest, I'm not going to be actively looking for clean fragrance bottles. However, with this partnership with Fragflex and decanting for them, you never know if more are going to come through. I'm anticipating they will, because it is a brand that people do buy. But I wouldn't even, personally, if you're asking me, is that even worth the postage for me to return it back? Oh, the thumbs down on this video. Oh well. Anyway, as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your clean fragrance wisely. If you're looking for an upgrade, though, before I end this, look into the brand of Prada. Highly recommend it. It is worth the extra $40, $50, $60. If you don't have it in your budget, I understand. But if you do, it is a healthy upgrade. And I mean healthy. Like, percentage-wise, 99.9% upgrade. It is absolutely night and day as far as clean fragrances go. And there's the end of it. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.